that is, for each rupee worth of GSDP, how much revenue do you raise, right? If you raise more, then that should be incentivized. That's the idea, or that should be rewarded. So the 15th had given a weight of 2.5% to that. Andhra Pradesh, instead of that, has recommended that contribution of agriculture and allied sectors to the gross state value added in the total gross value added. So it's Andhra Pradesh's view is that that is also a measure. So it's really in the spirit perhaps of the income distance also to some degree, that this is indicative of a little bit of disability, because agriculture, industry and services drive the GDP growth faster. But this also requires attention, that what is your share in agriculture, what is the share of agriculture in the gross state value added. So 20% weight for that. So if you see that, that 45% plus 2.5% by the 15th Commission, income distance plus tax and fiscal effort, was total 50. So 30 and 20 here, income distance and contribution of agriculture become 50. So this is how the replacement works out. Demographic performance, there the 15th Finance Commission had used the total fertility rate, that the lower the total fertility rate, the larger the share of the state. That was to reward the states which had done better in terms of slowing down the population growth. So that was 12.5% weight given by the 15th Finance Commission. Andhra Pradesh has given 20% weight, but Andhra Pradesh's recommendation is slightly different. What Andhra Pradesh has recommended is that the Finance Commission, 16th Finance Commission, should consider not just the fact that the total fertility rate is brought down to the replacement level, but it should go a little beyond, because going too far below the total fertility rate is also problematic, because it is then over time going to increase very dramatically the dependency ratios, the aging of the population. And those of you who are covering the Chief Minister would know that he has been making this argument, that we also need to, that, southern states particularly, but in general, I think this is more applicable to all the states which have high per capita incomes, where generally TFR has fallen well below the replacement rate. And that obviously causes a bit of a problem in the longer run. So he has been, so this Andhra Pradesh recommendation is that the 16th Finance Commission should look at that criterion more holistically, allowing for the fact that beyond a point, you need encouragement to population increase rather than discouragement. So that's the set of recommendations. And there are some recommendations on grants to rural local bodies, urban local bodies, and disaster relief. And there are some Andhra Pradesh specific suggestions for grants. So that's the total sum of our meeting today. Where we stand, this, as I said, this is our 23rd state. We still have to do 5 more states. No decisions have been made. So just to preempt some of your questions, I should tell you that, if you ask me what the Finance Commission is going to do on this or that or what have you, I will have no answer, because no such decisions have been made. This cannot be done by definition until we have visited all the states. And even then, a lot of discussions will have to happen. We have also, have ongoing discussions with the ministries of the central government. Many of the ministries we have discussed, many still are to come in, but most importantly, our discussion, our consultation with the finance ministry, which really is, in a way, represents the central government as a whole, are still ongoing as well. So we are supposed to also receive a memorandum from the central government, which is given by the finance ministry. That is also yet to come. So there is quite a while before we reach any kinds of decisions. So if you throw at me the questions on what the Finance Commission will do, I'm afraid you will be wasting your time because my answer will be the same which I've given you.
This
Yes.
is Dhananjay from ETV, sir.
Sorry?
This is Dhananjay from ETV.
Okay.
So would you consider this fertility rate issue?
No, we are open, at this point, we are open to considering every single issue. So we would actually, so we are maintaining a very long spreadsheet of which state is making what recommendation. And I look at that as do the other members of the commission as well, very closely. So yes, of course, we will look at that issue.
Any other state asked you about this one fertility rate issue?
So I know that Assam also raised the same issue that the Chief Minister and Andhra Pradesh state have raised. That they said, Assam Chief Minister also said that, look, so his advice, he was a bit more concrete. He said that, look, anybody whose fertility rate goes below 2.1 should be basically kept at 2.1. Somebody who is at 1.8, that should not be rewarded. Only up to 2.1 the reward should be. So that was at least one more state which made that point. In public statements, you also know that the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu has also said that we need to encourage population growth in states where it has fallen below the fertility rate. Yeah, please.
The central government has recently done away with the slew of centrally sponsored schemes.
No, they're not done away, no.
Okay, then because if that's the case, AP stands to lose. What's your take on it?
No. But there is no, it's not happening. What had happened after 14th, I described to you that 14th Finance Commission had raised the share of the states from 32 to 42%. Right, so that left the central government's budget in great difficulty. So at that time, they had scaled back some of the centrally sponsored schemes, and they had also changed the sharing formula. Sharing formula used to be broadly 75 and 25. Central government's contribution 75% to the CSS and 25% of the states. So at that time, this is like we are talking about 2015. The sharing formula was changed to 60 and 40. But right now, there is no such move. And the central government, in fact, is also, centrally sponsored schemes are also an instrument for further equalization, right? Areas in which if the states are not doing enough and more needs to be done, then the central government actually uses the CSS as an instrument to fill that gap.
And now that the special category status which AP demanded is closed after, is there a chance of Finance Commission considering any relaxation or not?
So,
Relating to devolution of revenue?
yeah, so two-part answer to that. This was also a big issue when I was at the chairman, vice chairman at the Niti Aayog and all. But what had happened was that, look, Planning Commission was abolished. And the special category status, so special category states and general category states, that was a classification that was used by the Planning Commission for the grants it used to give. But that is all, once the Planning Commission was closed down and replaced by the Niti Aayog, then effectively that classification itself became defunct. So nobody has any special category status today.
Any specific term of reference are you still specific term of references you are?
Sorry?
Any specific term of references to 16 parameters? Some
Specific terms of reference for the 16th.
So, generally, historically, if you look at it, up to 15th Finance Commission, there had been some additional things stated, beyond the constitutional mandate, which is what I described to you. The central government always used to give some more direction. Constitution does have a line which says that in the central government can specify other things in the terms of reference in the interest of sound finances. So the central government is empowered to do that by the constitution, but this is the first time that the central government has not given any conditions to the 16th Finance Commission. Like, for example, the use of 2011 population data instead of 1971. That was part of the terms of reference of the 15th Finance Commission. So they were bound by it because the terms of reference required it. We have been given no such restrictions of any sort. So this is for the first time, actually, it's quite historic in this sense, that they have left practically everything to the commission itself.
Sir, after bifurcation, Andhra Pradesh faces many problems like debt burden, revenue.
So the chief minister talked at length about that. He said that they inherited less resources, more people, less the GSDP, more people. All that had impact on the long run finances of the state. It also had an impact on the debt that the state inherited. So yes, I think that was part of the case making for the Finance Commission to give some special consideration to Andhra Pradesh.
We'll take the last question and close the meet, please. One more question and we'll close the meet.
So the CM has spoken to you about the distance for development of Amravati. Any proposal on that side?
Sorry, about Amravati?
Yeah, any distance the CM has start from the commission for that. That's what I want.
So in general, he has pitched that Andhra Pradesh has many needs, and Amravati, continuing to build up Amravati is one of those needs as well. So that also came up in the discussions, and of course, as I said, he really also gave us a very nice brief on the both history of. I actually didn't know that history of Amravati goes back to about 3rd century BC. And associated with Emperor Ashoka and whatnot, So he gave us the whole history and how it evolved and where the construction of capital stands today and what are the resource needs of that. So yes, there was discussion.
This will conclude the meet. Sir.
This Wi-Fi.
Time to act!